ecosystem, you need to foster with intention. And I think that's something that so many of us, and I say us as a community, right? All of South Florida, so many organizations years ago kind of came together and felt that South Florida had all the elements to become this thriving tech and entrepreneurial ecosystem. But there wasn't really a lot of intention put behind it before. And I think studying other ecosystems and realizing, researching what works, what doesn't work, what are the challenges, what are the opportunities, and applying those to your ecosystem, realizing what is the uniqueness of your ecosystem as well. And really, again, kind of thinking through with intention, bringing good people together. I think that's what helps drive an ecosystem and why I think we've gotten to where we are today as this Gold Coast.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And one of the things I like to do is study other ecosystems. In fact, just this year I've been to New Orleans, Atlanta, and then tomorrow morning at 5:30 I fly to Portland as part of the Venture Well program. So
nothing better than exposure to other ecosystems, also to make you realize, how special this ecosystem is as well.
So what's one thing South Florida has gotten right? Something that other regions might be able to learn from if they were to visit us?
One thing that pops in my mind, and this is more of what I'm told, is that we are a very warm and welcoming community. And it's hard to think that maybe some competitive ecosystems or communities are not, but I do hear that often. And I think that is a uniqueness to our ecosystem that, everyone is half a degree of separation. Making those intros don't seem difficult. Everyone wants to connect the dots and help sort of lift all tides. And I think that is a very strong characteristic that we have as a community that I hear often, and it always sort of lifts my soul to hear that. And people say that too. They say South Florida has a soul. People have said that about eMerge Americas. eMerge has a soul. And to say that about, a tech, an innovative platform or ecosystem is exciting to hear.
Yeah, especially with all the people from New York and New Jersey that are down here.
A lot of influx. We welcome them,
Absolutely.
They found out the secret.
So what's one common misconception about entrepreneurship in South Florida?
That we're, working from the nightclubs or from the beach, I wish I had more time to actually enjoy the beaches and, the nightlife a little more. But I think that's a misconception that I think our community has had for a very long time. I actually think that it's changed a lot, specifically, I think post-COVID, post-2020, there was a global lens. Sadly, that happened because of a global pandemic. We never want to live through that again. But if we look back on it, almost like a case study, I think you will see, that as I said before, kind of the secret was out. It was a, business-friendly environment. You can raise capital here. You can build a company here. Everything that I think a lot of us in this room already knew, but when the media found out about it and started reporting about it and it started making global news waves, and as you mentioned, people moving from New York, moving from California, it's the first time I think, at least in my lifetime, that we've had such an influx within the US of leaders moving to South Florida. So much capital down here as well. And I think that put us on the map in a way that as one of the biggest cheerleaders and evangelists, I don't think I could have even anticipated the J-curve effect that had on us as a community.
Yeah, and the migration and economic development data absolutely back that up.
Yes, you're right. Because I always say that too. You can, listen to me as a cheerleader all you want, but the data, that's proof points.
Yeah, absolutely. So what role do you see universities like Florida Atlantic University playing in shaping the next generation of innovators and entrepreneurs?
FAU, in particular, I'd say has already made a massive wave, and it goes way back to the 70s when my father graduated from here, because he's not here tonight, but he will say that his education here and graduating from here wholeheartedly changed his life and changed the direction of his life. And I think that started here, and his entrepreneurial mindset, him, working at a large accounting firm for, I think it was 2 or 3 years after he graduated, and that's the last boss he's ever had, because then he started, founding businesses. So I could tell you that this school in particular has played a massive role, because he's the one that founded Terramark Worldwide, an IT infrastructure data center company, sold that. So I have a very, close hold to the importance of universities. But beyond that, I think the universities are the ones that are creating and assisting the next gen with the tools they need to either build companies, work for companies, and that all really starts in the university system. So critical role, extremely significant role, that's to put it mildly.
Good, I'm glad to hear you say that, because I think that as well. All right, so access to capital used to be seen as a major gap in South Florida specifically. How has that evolved, and where do you see it going moving forward?
This was probably the biggest struggle I think our ecosystem had, at least when we were starting eMerge, which was, the concept was 14 years ago, pretty long time ago, 2012. We were coming up with this idea of how do we intentionally bring what we consider are the 5 ecosystem stakeholders together under one roof to put South Florida on the map. And those, in our opinion, those stakeholders are entrepreneurs, investors, global organizations, academia, so universities, and government. And we wanted to bring all of those together. The toughest group in our first 2 years of building eMerge, to open our doors in 2014, to pay attention to us, were the investors. Why would we go to South Florida? We're not going to meet any, incredible ideas or companies, entrepreneurs. So frustrating, imagine. And speaking of, trying to use the fact that we do have beaches and, vacation life and all of that, we'll bring you to Miami Beach, we'll put you up in a hotel, just come meet these amazing entrepreneurs I'll bring you together. Maybe a handful of them said yes. That narrative now, 14 years later, is completely different. So I can tell you from firsthand perspective, now we have investors asking us, how do we get first sight into the entrepreneurs that you're bringing to the conference? How do we get access to the entrepreneurs that are part of your accelerator programs before anyone else does, right? They want deal flow. And the amount of investors and capital that we now have in Florida is mind-blowing. And I could speak to the data a bit. We just released our eMerge Insights report. So we push these out twice a year. And this is specifically around the venture activity throughout our state. We push it out biannually. We just released the full year 2025. And as a state, we had almost $6 billion in venture activity in 2025, up from around $4 billion in 2024. So massive increase. Over 70% of those deals happened here in South Florida. We are now 5th in the nation in number of deals. I don't think we were 50th in the nation 10 years ago. So the answer is it something that we're always working on? Attracting more investors, more capital? Absolutely. Is it a completely different story today than it was 5 to 10 years ago? No question. And I think that's what gets me excited. The glass is super half full. The opportunity is fantastic. Look at all these entrepreneurs here today. I mean, we have the talent and we have the companies to invest in.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the first time ever, I think, unless I'm wrong, eMerge Americas is specializing in specific industries this year. What industries or sectors are you most excited about for South Florida right now?
Yes, so we are focusing on 4 core verticals and industries, not only at the conference next week, but for those of you that aren't aware of eMerge as a platform, we are a year-round platform. We host 3 different accelerator programs, and we host probably 30 or 40 other roundtables, convenings, investor founder summits throughout the entire year. Our 4 core verticals are finance, health, deep tech, so anything around AI and quantum, and national security. If you're asking me which one I'm most excited about, where I see the most opportunity, if you look at the numbers, it's definitely finance and health. Those are the deals that are getting the most dollars in 2025. Where I see the most opportunity is national security. We have 3 commands in the state of Florida. We are being very intentional about focusing on cybersecurity, on threats to our nation, and I am very, very excited. Next week, if you're at eMerge, you're going to see a massive presence from the Army. They're actually going to be doing live. Entrepreneurs will be pitching live, and the Army will be allocating $600,000 to entrepreneurs that are pitching there because they are searching for the latest and greatest innovation to protect us. And maybe it's also that I'm just so proud of our country and for those that serve our country. And so if we can play, a small role in helping connect the dots between innovation and tech and national security, just gets me very, very excited.
Yeah, I think that's incredible. Yeah. All right, so for founders and supporters that are in this room, what role can they play, and what should they actually do if they want to continue to help build this ecosystem?
I'll put it quite simply, because this has been our motto from year one as an organization. Entrepreneurs are the heart and soul of our ecosystem, period, full stop. You are building your companies, you're putting your passion, you're putting all your financial resources, you are quite literally helping build this ecosystem. You succeed, we all succeed. You hire talent here, it's like a positive snowball effect that helps really build, to your first question, an intentional and amazing ecosystem. So you are the secret sauce in the recipe as an entrepreneur. It's not easy. It's not an easy road. As an entrepreneur, it's a roller coaster ride, but it's also one that's fruitful and exciting. And when I see entrepreneurs pitch, I know, because I've been on that side, the amount of work it takes to put yourself out there, something that you love so much and that you've been putting so much energy in, and then, to have people comment on it and give you feedback, it's not easy. So I would just say keep grinding, and I'm super proud of you.
All right. Well, that's all my serious questions, Melissa.
Okay.
But, I'm a professor here, and I actually teach classes and stuff sometimes. And you know what else I do?
I want to go to one of your classes.
Well, we'll see about that in a couple minutes. One of the other things I do in some classes is I do pop quizzes.
Okay. See how I do.
Yeah, would you like to take a pop quiz?
Yes, sir.
This is the part I didn't send her ahead of time either. All right, so we'll make it simple though.
Okay.
It's going to be multiple choice. Right, so you got 3 answers. West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, or Miami.
What's the question?
Well, I'm gonna give you a statement, and you're just gonna match it up.
Oh, okay.
City. Very
Got
easy.
it. Okay.
All right, I think I know what you'll say for the first one, but then it'll get more interesting. So, which one is the next globally recognized tech startup capital?
Oh. No, that's not fair. It's South Florida. That's what I said. No, it's true.
I agree.
It really is. And I don't say that because I'm here in Boca. I say, and I'm based in Miami. I say that because even if you look at our reports, when I said 71% of the venture deals happen here, it means South Florida. And that represents all of those 3 cities. So I'm pleading the 5th on that one.
Okay. I'm going to let you get away with Miami on that one. I don't know where you'll go on the next 2, though.
I think it's better if we decide that, we should combine all of these efforts and numbers. Like, we should not be divided.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. All right, what if I say Wall Street South?
Oh.
Are we going to get any answers?
Yeah, no, I think Wall Street South, technically, I actually do think is Miami right now, but I think that Palm Beach is really thriving there under Steve Ross's leadership, who's
I
a
was
partner
gonna
of
say,
ours.
he might have something to say about that.
Yeah, no, and he's a partner of ours, and
Yeah.
I think what he's doing there is phenomenal. And I truly believe, not only in South Florida, what's happening in Tampa, what's happening in Orlando, all of that is amazing for our state. So, but I would say West Palm Beach. I mean, Miami and then West Palm Beach.
Okay, all right. Well, the last one's easy.
I mean, we have Citadel in Miami, you know.
Yeah. All right, so the best suburban area to raise a family, and maybe even send your kids to your hometown university.
This is a two-parter, okay? Because I have 5 children between the ages of 10 to 18. And I live in an area called Pinecrest in South Florida. It's very suburban, and logistically, my kids go to a school that's a hop, skip, and a jump away. So I'm going to say, to raise my family, I'm very happy that I'm there. Also because I come from a very large Cuban extended family, and with 5 kids, I need them close. So I would say that. But I do want my kids to flourish and go away to college. So, to be determined where they end up later. But for right now, I love where I live.
All right, it's Boca Raton. Come on. All right.
Go Owls.
Okay, and then just a softball to close us out. What's one thing everyone in this room should do in the next couple of weeks to be part of what we are building here?
Hopefully, I will see all of you and 20,000 other friends at eMerge Americas next week. I am very, very grateful to have the support and the partnership of FAU. Thank you, President Hausner. Dean Gropper has been just a phenomenal friend and supporter. I see the new board of trustee here, VMT. If you don't know them, yeah, Jim, I know, Bob, the venture mentoring team has been quite literally mentoring 100 startups and 70 SMBs that'll be featured there next week. So we're really bringing the ecosystem together. It's not about Miami. It really, really isn't. We're bringing a global ecosystem together next week. It's over 60 countries that'll be represented there. And so I hope to see you there, and I hope that you leverage it being here in our community. And again, just want to end with gratitude, because we wouldn't be able to do what we do without these very meaningful partnerships. So thank you to everyone.
Yes, come join Melissa and join us. Florida Atlantic University will have a fantastic booth at eMerge Americas and are present throughout the entire conference. President Adam Hasner will be swinging by. I'm sure Dean Cropper will be stopping by our booth as well, and I'll be there for the entire duration of that event. So we hope to see you down there. Melissa, your thoughts are always so insightful, and I am really just thankful to have you and everything you do in our community.
Thank you
Let's
for
give her a
this
big round of
opportunity.
applause.
Hope to
And
see you all next week.